in this box right here, we have our 034 Motorsport Dogbone mount. We have our insert that goes right here. We're gonna go ahead and take off all of these bolts, get this belly pan off, and swap out this motor mount. Hopefully we can get more grip. We're on the 85, so we are not getting grip. And it made the car slower, as you guys saw in the last episode. So let's start taking this thing apart and getting these nice 034 Motorsport parts on this thing.
Got some brake caliper holders for the boys. Nice red powder coated finish.
No more comments.
No more hanging from the brake lines on camera.
So we don't want any more comments. If anyone's thinking about it, we don't want no more comments. Where's the comment preventer tool is what that is. Hanging over at Randall's computer setup and toolbox. If you go to 034 Motorsport's website, you scroll down on each product, the install guide. They have some of the best PDFs I've actually seen. It tells us what tools we needed, tells you step by step what to do, which is nice. Sometimes videos are cool. Sometimes you just want to read some stuff to get some clarity on some details. So thankfully, I knew exactly what we needed for the rear subframe bushing install as well as the engine mount. So I got everything we need. We're gonna roll this out there and get ready to install. Can you do this install on jack stands in your garage? Absolutely. So for the rear subframe, we've got one mounting point here. We got another one right here. And then we got another one right here and here. This is very accessible. You can do it on jack stands easily here at the Carmen Speed Garage. We're all about building confidence in the garage. We do this every day. We want to have the best videos possible, and the lift makes it easier on us since we do this every day. So don't be discouraged. You can definitely do this on the ground. We have our 18mm. I have my big impact. You could probably break this loose with your regular ratchet, but this makes it easier on me. If you want to reuse these, you can. They recommend using blue Loctite. They do have a little checkbox you can add on their website to get new stretch bolts, which you can. We went ahead and got those. Now we just need to get rid of this stock insert right here. I have a small pry bar I'm gonna try and get in here with. Here's our stock guy right here. Now let's go grab the new one. For the ones closer to the engine, it's gonna be the ones with a little bit of a bigger opening. It's gonna slide up in there, and you're gonna put the 034 logo facing the engine of the car, so it's gonna go that way. We've got our new bolts. Go ahead and thread this up in there. So for the important part, we need to get the torque to 70 Newton meters. I have Randall's fancy snap-on guy right here, but we have a link in the description to our Amazon tools list where you can get a more affordable option. But if you guys want to get fancy like Randall, get snap-on, do as you please. So we're gonna do 70 Newton meters plus 180-degree turn. We're at 70 Newton meters. Let's throw on this guy. You can see these lights right here. This is really nice on usually a lot of digital torque wrenches. Boom, there it is, 71 Newton meters. Next, you're gonna position yourself to set yourself up for success to do 180-degree rotation. So we did 70. This is probably gonna be sketchy. So we're gonna go full 180. Oh my gosh. I need to get a bigger wrench. All right, we got the bigger one out here. Almost there. Alright, that ain't going nowhere. Now we can go over and do this one next. Make a pile of my old bolts. Grab another new one. Snug it up with this. This part is actually pretty satisfying to do. So I'm gonna wedge it in there. Can you see that good, Seti?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pry it, find a spot. I'm gonna show you how to do this. You put this little pry bar right here. You set it right in that lip without touching the actual bushing. And then you give her some vibration right here and she'll come out. We got our new guy. Logo facing the front, very carefully thread it in. Oh yeah. Okay, so now we need to go 180 degrees. Got the bigger wrench again. Full 180.
That baby going anywhere?
No. No. Moving on to the front ones. Back to my favorite tool. Start over here. A little easier. Just gotta work it out is all. Got our new bolt. Logo facing the front of the car towards the engine. Thread it in by hand. Get it going and push it up into place. I'll get it started. Just tighten it up. So Randall just showed me on this snap-on wrench, we can do 180 degrees. That doesn't mean we do it like the last one. That means we can ratchet it, and it'll tell me. That's super cool. So I just ratcheted it a little bit. It says 29 degrees, 50.
It still gives you the
I need
lights.
a little bit of... Oh no, it started over.
Did it?
You're kidding. Let's zero it out. Alright, that'll do. Just looking for my baby impact that I'm gonna use. If you guys didn't know, Karma Speed, our team here is giving away a 2013 FRS, but not a normal one. One with a turbocharger in it. That when it was parked, it made 480 horse to the wheels. We got some parts on the way, new clutch, etc. We're gonna make this thing look sick. KarmaSpeed.com down in the description. If you guys like the content, check out the Karma Speed YouTube channel. See the content there. We're putting out high quality stuff, as well as KarmaSpeed.com. Go get entered right now. Lock it in so you don't got to worry about it, and maybe you'll get a call here soon in a couple months to let you know that you just won a turbocharged FRS. That's a ripper. We're saving our last insert for the rear subframe because we're gonna shoot some thumbnails, so I'm gonna move on to our Dogbone mount install. I got a T45 socket. Don't forget about that Amazon list in the description. Let's go ahead and get this removed. The next size is a T25, little baby guys, all around the outside. There is a lot going on right here. 21 millimeter. Next step, let's go ahead and remove these two. I'm attaching a 13 millimeter socket because we need to remove our sway bar mounting points to make some space. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but this will go ahead and slide out. Just a nice piece to hold all this power. I've got my upper insert lubed up. I'm gonna get the access off my hands. Now this is why we undid the sway bar, to make some space. So when we go from the front right here, we're gonna kind of stick it up in there, stick my hand in from the back, and try and stand this piece up and slide it into place. It's gonna be really hard for you guys to see up here. So it's kind of stuck right there. So what I'm gonna do is take my pry bar, and I'm gonna put some force on this. Just try and figure out how to get this thing to slide into place where it's happy. I think we're almost there. All right, and that is where it should sit. So that reinforces the top half of this puck like engine mount setup, because you get a lot of play and wheel hop because that huge piece of rubber right here, when all the torque hits, it's flexing one way or the other. So the top half, we're gonna keep it from doing this, and then when we grab this insert, whichever one we have, depending on the generation of the car, this is gonna slide up in here and keep the bottom half of this puck engine mount from swaying left to right. 034 guys recommended we kind of lube this part up. We're gonna take it with this part going down, so it's the same position as the engine transmission. Slide this into place. Hands down, most difficult part of this install is getting the sway bar lined up again. I've got the experienced tech here because I'm about to lose my freaking mind. All right, Randall, we need tips. Tips, hit us with tips.
So you kind of just have to fiddle with the sway bar here and get the threads to line up, and then pull down on the sway bar as you thread the bolt in.
As you thread the bolt in, that's the key, because it starts a couple threads and then it feels like it's about to cross thread. Then you got to pull down again, put some weight on it. Randall threaded one in a little bit. I put these pull jacks under the A-arms to kind of just take some weight off the sway bar. I don't know if that was necessary, but it was my thought process that I don't know if it was even used, but Randall's figuring it out. Thanks to Randall, got these back in. We're gonna torque these down to 28 Newton meters. Oh, Randall tightened them a little too much. 28 is nothing. That'll do. It's going in. That's what we're working with. So if you're wondering how to get this to line up, you gotta move the engine and trans up a little bit. With a little bit of persuasion, we've got all three bolts in. Gonna snug them up. Ready for some torque spec action. We're going all the way to 130 for our big guy right here, plus 90. 130. back breaker. Alright, now let's go 90. Gotta lay it down flat. Angle 0, set still. Oh my lord. That just doesn't seem healthy. It's literally gonna break. Feels like it's gonna break.
It beeped at you though, wasn't it?
It was set 17 degrees.
Oh.
It was at 205 Newton meters. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. The other two are 60 Newton meters plus 90.
Jesus.
Woo! All right, now we can go put our last rear subframe bushing in since we took that picture for the thumbnail. We're gonna put the belly pan up. I'm gonna let you take an up close look. Seti's gonna show you around with some B-roll clips. Then we're gonna go take this thing for a drive, see what it feels like. We're gonna have some increased vibration, so we'll see if it's still daily drivable. Of course, that was the goal in mind. And see how it puts the power down, get the draggy out tonight, and see what it does. A lot of the concern, especially when you have these nicer cars, is having too much vibration in here. It makes the car feel cheap. Let's see what it feels like. You can feel it in the seat a little bit, the floorboard not so much. And usually engine mounts take about, depending on what it is, 2,000 to 5,000 miles to really break in. This shouldn't be that much, but I don't think it's gonna feel any different. Let's go see for ourselves. So the thing about a car like this, when you make the drivetrain a little stiffer, is that the car is already so smooth. There's really no joltiness, so it's harder to have situations where you would feel it. I do feel a little bit of vibration. Shifts feel the same. You feel like a 5% increase in vibration in the floorboard so far. I really don't see it already as an issue. Like if it was bad where I was like, hey, I don't know if you should do this, doesn't matter. You know, if you're gonna race it, like yeah, you need to do it. But I'm speaking on like the softest side of this car of like, hey, if you do this, you want to make more power, but you like, I really don't want to sacrifice anything about it being comfortable. Right out the gate, I'm gonna tell you that you're not gonna feel that way at all. There's no extra vibration really to be worried about. This is something that no one would notice. I did engine mount like this in my GTI and it was like super obvious and I didn't really like it that much. And I ended up going back to close to stock. So for having the insert and the Dogbone mount, seems pretty chill. I'm gonna drive around with it for probably the next 48 hours, 2 days, and I'll let you guys know, but we'll still hit the draggy time tonight. Seti hasn't felt the E85 sauce yet, so we're gonna let him know what that feels like up here.
I'd say like maybe it gives it a little bit more road noise, but
Is that what you're hearing?
yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
I mean, other than that, it feels like it's still definitely luxurious enough.
Yeah, it doesn't sacrifice the luxury part at all.
Oh my god. Jesus.
I'd say the shifts feel a little bit more direct. Yeah, it feels good.
That was a good burble.
There's nothing negative to say about this engine mount already. It's just gonna get a little bit softer, if anything, over time. All right, here we go. That was really fast. Wow. She is is a ripper. The guys at 034 told me that would make a big difference in putting the power down. Turns out you don't need tires to go faster. You need an engine mount. You need rear subframe bushing inserts. Stiffen it up, put the power down better. That obviously increased times more. We were still slipping, so imagine if we had stickier tires, right? But if you want to have a total sleeper, put the power down. You definitely need these mods, so we have a link in the description, 034 website. Get entered to win the FRS on CarmaSpeed.com. Don't sleep on that. Get entered now. Forget about it. A couple months and my colleagues say, hey, you just want to turbocharge FRS. This thing's a blast. Make sure you subscribe to the CarmaSpeed YouTube channel so you can see us completely transform it and our team working really, really hard here. If you want to check out a video of us doing the Stage 1 E85 tune, I'm going to have it right here on the screen. Me and Parker went out. We tested it. We did a 0 to 60 time, and you can see the interesting results and then how we fixed it with this right here.